And I must say, just from the optical view while driving, I must say it really doesn't feel like a small car. It feels like a segment higher. In general, all of the shifting lever, for example, or also the steering wheel, everything feels kind of light. It's you don't need any force to turn the steering wheel or the shifting lever or some of the buttons. So I think it's especially for someone who doesn't want to use a lot of force while driving. So in general, also the sound isolation is quite good. They also said they worked on that one, so it's very silent here. And I think also when comparing to other competitors, that's pretty much fine here as well. So in general, you get a quite comfy and relaxed feeling. Also from the suspension, it's rather soft. It's not something, a small car to race inside the city. It's really, to relax, also to enjoy the good quality of the seats, for example. This one here is the sports line, as we mentioned earlier. That's the top line. And we also got some more additional luxury features. Head-up display, and that is quite unique in this segment. So I'm seeing the speed, for example, and I also see the lane. The instrument itself, they look pretty modern, I must say. That also helps to have a clean view here while driving. Now again, we're going to a kind of city motorway, so we're increasing the speed, and I must still say I'm still very content with the sound isolation, so they have done a very good job here. The general space feeling when sitting here and driving inside the city is also very good. I also don't feel like caged in like in some other small cars. So you also got quite a lot of comfort and space also for tall persons. Most of you might know I'm almost 190 meters. That's very fine here. Design-wise, the back windows are, not kind of angular, so they got this shape that's going up. So that's not the best for the view to the back. But, for example, and that's also a strategy of Mazda, they're offering a lot of assistance systems. So I, for example, got the blind spot warner here in the side mirror. So I get a warning with the yellow signal if someone is overtaking me from behind. So you can actually pick these security features. That's also pretty fine here for the small car segment. And I think with these hints you already got something of the strategy Mazda is going, that they offer a lot of these things that are only available in the segment above, here in the small car segment. So Mazda is introducing their KODO design now also in the small car segment, means with all these curved lines here in the front. I think, it's not a calm design. You see a lot of different design lines. This is here the top sports version kind of. It's the sports line so-called. So also the most expensive trim level. And there you also, for example, got some carbon structure here in the front. The headlights are directing kind of upwards, and this is kind of also the whole design scheme of the car. We have lines that are flying upwards, and that makes the car optically lighter, in my opinion. These are the 16-inch alloys. You got them also when you got the sports line. You got smaller ones when you have the lower trim levels. And then from the side profile it gets quite interesting, because here we also got the line that is going up here again, and as you can see, we have rather slim rear windows, and well, that's optically attractive from the outside, but from the inside it reduces a little bit of visibility, of course. And then if we move on to the back, you see, the rear window, it's kind of also going downwards, so you have other small cars which are kind of steeper here from the rear window. So that makes it also, like from design, very attractive, but you lose some space, of course. The rear lights kind of have like a 3D surface, so they come out pretty strong. And you also got, quite strong rear ending here on each side. And if you take a look straight till the rear end, we also see that it resembles the whole Mazda family now, for example, also the Mazda 3. And then what is also quite nice is we got this horizontal line here. It reminds me a little bit of the Passat, you know, you got the 3 lines here with the Passat. And I would always leave this air vent here within a straight line, that it looks more beautiful. Also inspired, you've seen it, for example, with new Audi models. We got the round vents here. It's just plastic, but basically it looks great. And we got the central screen here. This is optional, 600 euros for the GPS. Even in the sports line, you have to pick it on an extra basis. But I think the size is quite right for that one. I really have to say the interior is very interesting, and I was quite amazed how they actually did everything, because there are always some more details you can see. For example, this one here is hard plastic on the one hand, but it has a nice structured surface, so it also looks pretty valuable. So that's also a great job here. Well, the least attractive thing in the interior are these turning knobs here. They feel very cheap, you know, they're quite of loose, everything here, and they also, you know, don't really fit in. It's like you're turning against nothing. You don't have any resistance. I think they have to work on that further on. But then again, what's not that pleasing is that you can, you know, if you put that one here, you can kind of move the whole console. That is kind of cheap here. So I think that's the basic theme here. And this car is 4.06 meters long. That's, for example, well, something longer than the Volkswagen Polo. The Polo is below 4 meters, like it was, I think, 3.97. So actually, it's a 9 centimeters difference. And they also increased the wheelbase here on the all-new Mazda 2. So I'm quite excited. I can't hold on here. There's no rear handle here on the ceiling, so I have to get in kind of manually. You see, of course, it's a small car segment. I have the seat the way that I would be driving. So two tall adults after each other. You see, the leg space is of course limited, but the back of the seat is very soft, so you don't hurt your knees. And finally, let's check the trunk. And there we can see also, due to the design lines here in the rack, because we got a pretty strong rear, we got limited space in the trunk. It is steep going down, okay, but generally it is limited, I must say. So I think they didn't find a way here to put maximum space on minimum size. However, it is fitting for small suitcase, or you could put in one big suitcase in here, but I'm not so sure about that, because you see here, this curve here, that could also make a problem of the big suitcase. So altogether, I think the trunk is disappointing.